When exchanges offer staking services, how can small operators stay competitive? Or is this as not a big a deal as everyone makes it? What do you guys think?
Good question.
Speculation? I have an opinion on this.
What's your opinion, Rick?
Yeah, what's your opinion?
I think it's going to be based on preference. If you do like big team, little team kind of thing. And I think what you'll find is the community pools with the greatest amount of pledge are going to be competing with Bittrex. And I'll give you an example. Like Qcoin already has a form of, I call it pseudo staking available, where they distribute a reward like every day. Correct? If I'm wrong, I apologize. I'm not a perfect human being, but so you get like a little drug fix every day, right? You get like we got used to on ITN. But I don't know if it's commensurate. Like you wait 5 days with a community pool and you get your full payout, right? Based on the number of blocks created. So because Qcoin's a big exchange, they probably do some marketing magic and stuff like that to try to suck people in. So I think it's more like pseudo staking, but I think the real staking on exchanges will come when exchanges like Bittrex that have massive amounts of ADA also have the ability for their customers to stake to any pool. Like if you were to go on an exchange and say, I can only stake to this exchange, at first people might say, oh, that's cool. Like I get consistent rewards and that exchange is accountable for it. But over time, they're going to say, I really don't have a lot of options. I'm kind of stuck here. So that's one thought process. Another thought process is people who like to keep their ADA on exchanges already keep their ADA on exchanges. So another option is there's no impact to the community pools, because right now there's a ton of ADA on exchanges before Shelley, before we decentralized. Just because there's Shelley, that doesn't mean they're going to take it off the exchange. So I think most of the ADA that's on exchanges is going to stay on exchanges because people like it to be on an exchange, and that's it. And so bottom line, minimal impact to the community pools. I think the workforce is going to continue to be the community pools, and the exchanges are not going to have as big of an impact as we think.
And the exchange will have to have the one-to-many at some point in time. They're not going to create as a couple thousand pools themselves to cover all the funds in their exchange. The other side is you really have to look at this from we're very much a niche right now. There are tons of people that are investing in the 401ks or other money, and their user experience is log into TD Ameritrade, buy a stock or a mutual fund, and let it sit there. So when they come into the segment, a lot of people will be on the exchange by default mechanism, because the hurdle to getting to the individual pool, how do you open up dead lists? How do you handle your own keys? The exchange takes care of some of that at risk of you don't have control of your keys, you don't have control of your funds. It just depends upon where your comfort level lies.
Yeah, I mean, both of you actually made really good points in this regard. I have to say that, Rick, I'm very impressed with your thought process, because it actually validates some of the things, that I've been expecting. Because as you say, if staking comes to exchanges, there's zero, especially on the reward side, there's zero effect on pools, because we are remunerated based on the total stake, whether it's staked or not. It has zero effect when that stake becomes staked, so to say. So, yeah. And you have to realize why the exchanges do that, right? They seek liquidity and they make money on the trades. So when they offer you whatever good deals that they offer, you have to think about who's paying for that. And if you're a guy who just sits there and doesn't do anything with his money, then maybe you will get some benefits. But if you're an active trader, you will be paying for that somehow. So somebody will be paying for that. That's for sure. and they will tap into your liquidity. Maybe, I don't know, this industry is not regulated. They could be trading against you, like you are thinking that you're getting the best price, but no, you're not going to get the best price. They're going to have their cut there, and you'll be thinking that you had 0%. No, you didn't have a 0%. So people who do business or understand how things work probably wouldn't put their money there. But to your point, William, I'll say that we have to make a collective effort to introduce Daedalus and Yoroi to the masses, so that it is like opening a TD Ameritrade and putting your money in there. No, I know that at this point it's kind of cumbersome in the sense that you have to remember 12 words or 15 words or whatnot. But I don't think we're too far away from a day when either you basically have a one secure key, FIDO2, a compliance secure key that gives you the password and everything, or at least maybe you have custody in the bank, where part of your key is in the bank, and then the bank will provide you the interface to actually stake with any pool. So those are the two places where I think we could focus on the collective efforts to push this industry forward, because I would hate for exchanges to be our interface or to represent us, because it's just contrary to decentralization completely. And